Spontaneous protests erupted nationwide, with supporters demanding his immediate release. BTI called for peaceful demonstrations across the country, urging people to gather in large numbers at designated points. However, the situation took a drastic turn when reports surfaced of deliberate acts of vandalism targeting sensitive military installations, including the Corps Commander's house in Lahore and the GHQ entrance in Rawalpindi. Eyewitness accounts and video evidence indicated the involvement of unidentified individuals orchestrating these attacks, raising suspicions of infiltration. BTI leaders and supporters alleged that the state had planted saboteurs to discredit the party, justify a violent crackdown, and suppress Pakistan Tehreek-e-Insaf. Security forces resorted to deploying tear gas, water cannons, and straight firing during confrontations with Imran Khan supporters. Several protesters were martyred, with around 16 BTI workers and supporters confirmed dead, and thousands were injured across the country due to shelling and direct firing by security forces. At least 10,000 people were arrested, including those who didn't even participate in the May 9th protests, but were supporters of Imran Khan. The state confiscated CCTV footage of the incidents, but never presented it in court as proof, further proving that this was a state-led false flag operation designed to frame BTI and its supporters. Women associated with BTI and supporters of Imran Khan faced unprecedented brutality and repression aimed at discouraging their political participation. Security forces were seen humiliating, beating, and dragging women by their hair for attending peaceful protests. Hundreds of women were detained in various jails under appalling conditions with little to no access to their families. Among those detained were elderly women over the age of 80 and mothers of very young children. Many women reported being interrogated by police, who repeatedly questioned why they dared to leave their homes, attempting to intimidate them while discouraging their participation in politics. In numerous cases, male officers were involved in the arrest and manhandling of women political prisoners, often without the presence of female constables, violating basic protocols and human rights. Using the May 9th, 2023 protests as a pretext, the government orchestrated a crackdown on BTI leaders, abducting many and coercing them into leaving the party. Despite no evidence linking BTI leaders to incitement of violence or vandalism, they were detained illegally without any proper investigation. While courts ordered their release upon review, they were often re-abducted immediately upon stepping out, with police and unidentified men orchestrating these unlawful arrests. Leaders were only freed on the condition that they disassociate from BTI and announce their departure in scripted press conferences implicating Imran Khan on May 9th attacks on military installations. Many of these leaders appeared visibly distressed, with some tearfully citing threats to their families, particularly their children, as the reason for their decision, highlighting the pressure and danger they faced. Leaders who agreed to leave BTI were released without any further investigation or court proceedings, exposing the unlawful nature of these arrests and the helplessness of the judicial system in the face of such coercion. Imran Khan termed these departures as forced divorces. In contrast, those who refused to abandon BTI or deliver scripted press conferences remain in jail to this day, even after 2 years. Following the regime change operation, the crackdown extended to journalists and media houses that dared to present BTI's perspective and expose the injustices and state-led fascism against Imran Khan and his supporters. This campaign aimed to control the narrative against Imran Khan and his party while swaying public opinion away from him. Multiple journalists and media outlets faced severe repercussions for reporting on state brutality and offering coverage favorable to BTI. Many prominent journalists were forcibly taken off air for revealing the truth about the regime change, while countless others were abducted, illegally detained, harassed, and subjected to torture. These oppressive measures were designed to suppress press freedom and silence those who challenged the state's authoritarian grip on the media. The government extensively utilized state media and official platforms to propagate relentless propaganda against Imran Khan and his party, from baseless accusations of blasphemy, which endangered his life, to orchestrating campaigns over fake corruption charges like the Tosha Khana and prohibited funding cases. The narrative was manipulated to tarnish his reputation. After the events of May 9, the media was weaponized to falsely declare BTI as an anti-state party and label its supporters as terrorists. Government officials, aided by the military and ISPR, conducted press conference after press conference, spreading lies about Imran Khan, his family, and BTI. Bogus cases such as the Iddat case, Tosha Khana, and Al-Qadr Trust were repeatedly highlighted, even as courts overturned these charges. State and private media outlets aired marathon transmissions to push this false narrative, with national platforms even giving airtime to the shooter involved in Imran Khan's assassination attempt, allowing him to justify his actions without proper investigation. Meanwhile, Imran Khan's speeches were entirely banned, showcasing the state's blatant misuse of media to discredit political opposition. Many media houses, including Bol and Airway, and digital media platforms like Siyasat.pk, were forcibly silenced and taken off air for covering Imran Khan and his party's narrative, in addition to the government's stance. Today, media in Pakistan is entirely controlled, broadcasting only the narrative of the military For months, Imran Riaz Khan remained missing, leaving his family in anguish. Finally, after mounting pressure from national and international bodies, he was recovered in September 2023. Upon his return, he appeared visibly frail, a stark confirmation of the harsh conditions he endured during his illegal detention. He had lost significant weight and struggled to speak, needing extensive treatment to regain his health. In later interviews, he revealed being subjected to extreme torture and treated inhumanely. He confirmed being pressured to support Nawaz Sharif and his party, promoting their narrative exclusively. Furthermore, he disclosed that the establishment approached him to fabricate a narrative against Imran Khan, portraying him as corrupt. Even children have not been spared by the government in its orchestrated campaign to instill fear and suppress dissent. In the last 2 years, minors have been targeted in what appears to be a deliberate attempt to terrorize families supporting Imran Khan. A heart-wrenching testimony from a mother reveals that her 14-year-old son has been languishing in prison since the aftermath of the 9th May false flag operation. His only crime was expressing support for the political party of former Prime Minister Imran Khan. In another incident, a minor was arrested alongside his father while distributing sweets in public to celebrate Imran Khan's victory. Similarly, 3 children under the age of 14 were declared terrorists simply for supporting Imran Khan. Elderly and critically ill PTI workers and leaders faced relentless harassment and abduction, with their lives being put at serious risk. These tactics were used to pressure them into abandoning PTI through coerced and scripted press conferences. In one instance, a PTI leader who had just suffered a heart attack pleaded with security forces, explaining that he had surgery scheduled for the next morning and had been advised by doctors not to leave the hospital. Despite this, he was forcibly taken away by the police. Similarly, Dr. Yasmin Rashid, an 80-plus-year-old PTI leader and cancer survivor, was forcibly discharged from the hospital and taken to jail under the government's orders, putting her life in danger. Since the regime change, the military-backed government has misused the policing system to implicate PTI and its supporters in fake charges, aiming to discourage them from participating in political activities and raising their voices against the ruling parties. A series of fake FIRs and bogus cases have been filed against PTI leaders, social media activists, and ground workers to politically victimize them and force them to abandon their support for PTI and Imran Khan. Over 200 bogus FIRs have been registered against Imran Khan alone across the country, with charges ranging from terrorism and sedition to contempt of court, blasphemy, and even murder. Many PTI leaders and workers' houses were raided at night without arrest or search warrants. The police, accompanied by unidentified individuals in civilian